Welcome to YOUCANIC. Today here in YOUCANIC we're going to go over how you replace this safety latch. So right here is a bolt that needs to be removed. And that's a size 7 bolt to be removed. This fender portion, I mean it's completely removed, but you only need to remove the push pins on this side. And make sure you remove a push pin that's hanging here and a push pin down here. And then that will be all that needs to be removed from this side. We'll go to the other side, and so on this side we have our number 7 bolt to be removed up here. And with that bolt removed, then we will work our way removing these push pins around so that we can remove the bumper. Generally the push pins, you pull the top out, but these are very much stuck in there. And then they'll come out easier, but okay, so we've got all that done. Now we'll go down along the bottom and remove the ones that are down there. We're going to remove this as all one unit, so we want to remove a push pin here, here, and here. And once we undo those 3 push pins, it should be all that we need to do on the bottom. Okay, so with those 3 push pins that hold this bottom piece on, so we have all the 3 push pins that are removed on the bottom that hold the bottom of the bumper on, and the ones in the fender well. And now we have push pins to remove on the top. Okay, so we've got all the push pins that we need to remove, so we should be able to just pull the edges away. That's what locks it in. We got a little clip here. For the fog lights, just by squeezing it. And we'll do the same thing over here. Just pull it, and you've got the little clips in here that hold on the bumper, and then we've got one right here. So once you pull, then you'll have your access to be able to reach down here, squeeze the clip for the fog light, and be able to remove that. And then when that's all done, the ambient temperature sensor is hooked on the bumper. So we just need to get that removed. And now we will be able to remove the whole bumper. This is the latch. This cable here, when you pull, it releases to pop up the hood with the spring, and then you push this back, and that's the way you're able to raise the hood itself. This is the second safety latch after the original one. Now, say you're having some issues with it. If you need to replace the whole cable, you can just replace the cable individually. But you're having issues with this, it's getting stuck, it's jammed, or it's been bent or broken. It's fairly simple to replace. We just got to undo these two bolts. There we go. Those two bolts removed, we'll be able to flip this over, and you need to undo this connection, and this you just need to squeeze together. So use a just a pair of pliers to get that clip to go together, and then that way you'll be able to pull that out, pull it back and out, and then you'll get the cable here to come out of the hole there, and then you would get a new one of this or bend this back into shape if it needs to be. A lot of times this spring is what can go bad, as well as this one, and where it's not being able to provide the function that it's supposed to. So once you've got a new one, or say you found a good used one, you can just go back in the reverse order. You take that cable, as long as it's still good, pull it back, and you'll snap it back into place, and then you'll line up the holes here, put the bolts in. There are some fine adjustments that can be done, even if you just need to adjust it, you'll just loosen these bolts and move it right or left, or even a little bit up and down. There we go, and we have installed, tightened that back into place, and that's how you would replace your hood latch on this model. So we have our bumper here. We're going to raise it up. So I have it sitting up in location. We put something to support it for the moment while we get everything else lined up, and now we'll line it up. So we'll start with, on this side, we got to line up. We have a plastic tab that we're going to insert into a groove here, and then it will connect to the light itself. And then we raise this up into the clamp connector here, and press this back until we hit the snap there, and that's locked into a bracket that is under the headlight. And now we've got this attached, and we can go ahead and put the screw that goes in right here, which is a size 7 nut, and we'll just tighten that up. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. And so we have a little tab right in here. We're going to line up in the groove. And with that lined up, then we'll be able to clamp that into place, and then just press right here on the bumper until you hear the snap, and that's locking that into that handle. Or not handle, but the holder there. Same thing, we'll take our 7mm bolt and insert it up in here and tighten that up into place. Okay, so we've got that tight. Make sure, one thing you don't want to forget is to plug in your connectors for your fog lights. Line those up and press it in. We'll do the same on the other side. And then with the ambient temperature sensor, make sure you reach up under there and reattach it to the bumper. It connects right into here, this bottom grill. There's a little hole indent, and it squeezes into there with a little push pin, and that's where it'll sit there behind here to read the temperature that's outside. And then you would go along the bottom. There's 4 push pins, I believe, on the bottom, the 4 push pins on the top, and then your push pins that go in the fender well and hold that all to the bumper. And that would be how you would reattach your front bumper. Thanks for watching YOUCANIC, where you can be the mechanic.